are in the... There are 3 games to go, and we are in the third, counting from the top, if that made sense. SK Gaming,
third
rawfuh versus ZeRo4. This is a match to enter the so-called Constellation Final of the Quakecon 2008 tournament. And with me is Breslau and a special guest commentator, the Chicago Chimera general manager, and probably the best FPS duel pundit ever created by whoever creates FPS duel pundits, Brian Destrukt Flander.
How's it going?
Right, and we see...
Yeah, it is.
Is it on?
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Unfortunately, he's not so well versed with microphone technology, but we can forgive him that.
I'll do my best.
Anyway, first minute gone in the match. ZeRo4 leading 2-0 over rawfuh, and he is looking quite good right now. Tell us about. You have probably played both players. Tell us a little bit about the style of players on the of both of these players on this map.
Oh, like I mentioned in the previous map, John's kind of an in-your-face style player, whereas rawfuh likes to get cute. He likes to do tricky stuff. He's kind of sneaky. You're going to see him try to catch John off guard a lot, and you're going to see John just come straight at him.
All right, Slasher, do you have any bets here?
No, I just lost one a little while ago. But fortunately, I'd have to pay it though.
Fill us in.
I bet Flander that Fox will make the finals. That obviously did not happen.
You must have been stoned out of your mind.
I don't know what you're talking about.
All right, let's get back into this game.
That's no confidence in Fox then, but now they didn't get beat 20-1 anyway.
Yeah, well, 2-0 in ZeRo4's favor, and he's playing a relatively slow game, I would say. The kind of game you need to play, especially if you're in the lead on this map. There's a lot of armor, there's a lot of health. Well, health not so much, but there's a lot of armor to go around for both players. Both players will be very, very stacked, so the player who will do something stupid will be severely punished here. That is why we are seeing a very, very slow pace of the game.
This is an extremely tactical map. A lot of the time, in order to get control and or to get a kill, you're going to have to hit multiple rails in a row, because very, very few times does either player risk taking so much rocket damage in the... there's sort of like a U-turn area separating 2 YAs, and sometimes you'll see bouncing right there with rockets, and for the most part, though, you're going to see a lot of railing across the map.
I've noticed ZeRo4 has very good prediction with where the player will go and uses those jump pads very well. He's used this one and the big one against rawfuh, shafted him, and there's another frag, 3-0 for ZeRo4, shafted him, shot the rail. Are the jump pads a major part of the game, or am I just imagining things?
It definitely is, because that plasma gun room is sort of a choke point, especially if you have control, because they have 2 options. They can either go out to the center, which they don't want to do, or they can go up the jump pad and try to run away, which you know, if you get stuck in there, you really got to get creative, and John is really good at sort of outthinking his opponent when they do get stuck in that room.
All right. We see a 4-0 score right now. John taking up. John, of course, ZeRo4, for those of you who don't know, but should know. John ZeRo4 Hill, 3 times Quakecon champion. And eats a rocket right there. Has another one to the feet. Will probably die. He does die here. First frag for rawfuh after 4 minutes in this match. And let's switch over to rawfuh maybe. He doesn't look like he's very fit in terms of stamina. But he is on the scoreboard. That is what's important right now. But ZeRo4 is playing a very, very smart game. All he needs to do right now, he doesn't really need to kill the opponent. All he needs to do is do enough damage in certain periods of time, so he stays very low. But rawfuh caught ZeRo4 in the pit, but a classical ZeRo4 situation where you really, really have to pay very dearly for the frag you get.
So what do you think about the spawns of QuakeLive?
You know, it really depends on the map. Like turning 7, it's not too bad. You know, DM6, obviously, it's all right. But for the most part, this map, if you die in the open, out in the center, you are screwed. The other person can literally just stand there, and there's 3 different spots you can spawn. And if they have a rail, it's good game. You're going to get spawned 2 or 3 times.
Do you actually think this map is good for competition?
You know, it's... You know, I'm going to give props to Sync Error because this map originally didn't have the LG and the RL where it is right now. They actually swapped it about 5 days before Quakecon, and that was due to Chance and I and ZeRo4 complaining about how the map wasn't extremely balanced because of the weapon placement. And you know, Sync Error listened, and him and id changed the map and the weapon placements. And ever since they did that, this map has evolved into something very tactical, very, I think, very old school Quake-ish. And I think,
Quake 2-ish.
Yeah, very, very Quake 2-ish. And I think it's great. I like how the different maps sort of have different styles.
Yeah, how about DM13? Do you like that? Many players have complained.
You know, I think that's the map they messed up. I think for the most part, they got everything right except for that map. Moving the LG and the RA was kind of silly because now if you get control and you're good at it, you can really put that map on lockdown.
Yeah, but we see a lot lightning on fight. I don't know who's going to die here, but we do know now ZeRo4 gets the kill, and he gets the mega health as well. Is he going to survive this? No, out-LG'd completely by rawfuh. He had the advantage, but he was in a bad spot, easy to be LG'd, and this is why we see 3 frags on the board for rawfuh. Now, coming back to DM13, I think the biggest complaint I have with the removal of the red armor from the pit is that the map has lost the element of trying to win the vertical advantage against other players. You don't go there as often as you would
yeah, exactly.
in the standard play, and this was a really major element, not just the armor advantage that you had, but if you wanted to retain the armor advantage, you had to give up the vertical advantage,
exactly,
which is a major part of the game, and it completely ruins the map in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about all the great maps, there's always a fight sort of vertical for a power-up. If you think about all the great maps, even the new Tourney 7, the Mega Health suspended midair, you know, it's a fight with many different levels, and that was something that made that map so great.
In the RA below, in Tourney 7, and in the RA in DM6.
Right, of course, and the Mega Health on DM6 is, there's, you know, 3 levels you can get shot from, and I just, you know, I think it sort of ruined the balance of the map because even you know, they took another YA out too. So if you're on the run, I mean, you basically have a grenade launcher and plasma gun to hold the guy off. Which, if you're clever and you're smart, you can trap them in, you know, the RA room or the Mega room. But it takes a lot of patience and a lot of calculation, as ZeRo4 gets taken out by rawfuh.
Yep, and it's 8-4. Still, 4 frags is a big gap on this map, especially if you don't allow yourself to be killed in the wrong areas of the map, so as to avoid a spawn kill. But let's see what rawfuh does with this control, and he does it. He gets a frag here. It's 8-5 right now, still in ZeRo4's favor, but rawfuh is showing that he really shouldn't be written off too early. And another frag for rawfuh. Pixel point precision with the railgun. 8-6 right now, and he is actually picking up some pace. He's about to kill ZeRo4 the 2nd time in a row. 8-7 right now, and we're seeing some good Quake 3 or QuakeLive being played by this young SK player.